Hey, so we're at Walmart. I'm gonna go ahead and teach y'all how to lose some weight here. I'm gonna try to keep it on the cheaper side because, everybody's on a budget and everybody's trying to not break their bank. Some things I'm gonna splurge a little bit on because I feel like it's worth it. Some things I'm gonna go pretty cheap. One thing you're gonna notice is when you're losing weight, it's really about numbers. It's not about taste anymore. Who cares about taste? You're here to get jacked. If everything tasted good, everybody would just be jacked all the time. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, but since last video, we got a little bit of a production boost, okay? Put a little bit more money into the production side of things. Talk to my manager, me. Also talk to my co-host, me. Also talk to my producers, me. And yeah, we said, let's up the budget for this a little bit. Today we're just gonna do Walmart. I go to different stores for different things. I'm just gonna be showing y'all a lot of the things that I ate. Just because I eat these things and I like these things, that doesn't mean that you have to eat these things and you have to like these things. There's nothing wrong with not liking these things. These are just the things that I found were stuff I could fit in my diet that made dieting way easier. First thing we're gonna tackle is we're gonna tackle the protein bars. So when it comes to protein bars, I'm gonna be honest, you shouldn't be eating them. But if you've already reached 300, 400, 250 plus pounds, you're probably not pretty good at eating anyways. So what do I recommend? David, very good macros. In my opinion, taste just ain't there and they're pretty pricey. They're one of the more expensive ones. My personal favorite, barbells. Can't go wrong with barbells. Really good macros, really good calories, really good taste. Tastes like a candy bar. This is personally my favorite. Any of these work really. I would just stay away from the really high calorie ones, like the Gatorades, for example. 20 grams of protein, right? And they're big and they're filling and they taste good. 350 calories. Insane. Now, personally, a lot of people are gonna say you shouldn't eat these and they're bad for you and blah, 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 blah. And while they're not the best for you, they're a lot better than a lot of snacks that you'd put in you. You shouldn't be using these as meal replacements. They should be snacks, but to each their own. Like I said, it's better than sitting there and eating a bag of chips. People just like to complain. For example, I was on Instagram the other day and I saw that they posted Popeyes. They have new Black and Tenders. They've had them for a while. And the calorie to macro ratio, pretty damn good. I don't see an issue with it. And people are in the comments saying, but look at the sodium. Look at how much this, that, and the third. I'm not putting that in my body. And it's like, it's fast food. What do you expect? Okay, is it supposed to be your diet every day? Are you supposed to go to Popeyes and get Black and Tenders every single day? Obviously not. But if you have an off day and you just need something quick because you had to deal with some idiot at the office or deal with somebody doing something stupid to you, guess what? I want to stop by and grab something quick so I don't have to cook, or if I'm out of meal prep or whatever it is. So when it comes to stuff like that, people are just ridiculous. That's just dumb. Ain't nothing wrong with a little Black and Tender one day out of your week. That ain't gonna kill you. It's way better than stopping at McDonald's and getting like a Big Mac or going somewhere else. Apparently everybody's a health aficionado, even though this country, pretty much everybody's overweight or obese in some capacity. So stick to what works for you. If you're someone new to this, I'm telling you straight up, it's gonna be hard getting into it, but the main things that you need to worry about are calories. Type in calorie deficit calculator on Google and put in your info, height, weight, gender, etc. And it will tell you. Typically, I like to say if you're a man, 1,800 to 2,500 calories is a good deficit depending on your goals. If you're a woman, from what I hear, it's like 1,400 to 2,000, just depending on where you're at and what you're trying to do. This is something they don't talk about in the grocery hauls whenever I watch them. Best pre-workout in the world. Just throw this on while you're eating whatever. It'd be the best thing you ever did with your life. Dragon Ball Z, the best thing you can invest in. Best pre-workout there is in the world. Well, would you looky what we got here? If you know, you know.
Say they split the oil on the ducks.
Yeah, they split the oil on the ducks. That's why Dawn's so expensive.
Dawn.
Holding on for 20 years, gonna hold on for another 40, man. They just can't let it go. Greek yogurt. I'm cheap, so I get great value, plain Greek yogurt, $3.28. If you want to get Chobani, Chobani is available. If you like Oikos, nothing wrong with that either. However you want to spend, you spend that. Now, another thing that I like getting over here, ratio, $1.66 per cup. 25 grams of protein, $1.66. I get a couple of these. These are just things that I go ahead and bring with me to work in the morning. Secret right here. The Minute Maid in this type of bottle. 0 sugar. They also make pink lemonade. These right here, 5 calories. Tastes pretty much identical to the regular. That's something that if you're not in the diet soda, or you're not in the club soda, or you're not in the sparkling whatever, that's really good. I'd highly suggest. Another thing that I like, chocolate protein almond milk. 140 calories for 240 milliliters. Also, when it comes to milk, almond milk has been my best friend. I go with unsweet vanilla. They have all different types. Whatever you like, you pick and you get. Egg whites. You can do a lot with egg whites. What can I do with egg whites? You can do frittatas. You can just scramble them. You can make omelets. You can put them in things to enhance. Anything you want to do with egg whites, you can do it. Another thing about Greek yogurt I want to talk about, you can add it pretty much into everything. It can be made for desserts. It can be made for sauces. You can mix it with fruit. You can mix it with honey. You can mix it with all different types of things. Nothing is off the table when it comes to Greek yogurt. Now, the name of the game is 0 sugar. Anything 0 sugar usually, typically, is in the ballpark. If you're not in the sodas, not in the seltzers, Powerade, 0. Gatorade, 0. Body Armor, Light. Whatever you like, they got it. This is something that you can basically put in, add it to smoothies. 0 sugar, Hershey's syrup. Again, name of the game, anything 0. Most things 0, you're gonna be able to eat. If you're a chip eater, I feel you. I'm the same. One of the reasons I got so big, chips. Throw a little nacho cheese Doritos, throw some hot sauce and some lime juice on it. Same thing with the hot Cheetos. But when you're dieting, no room for that really. And in other words, there's Skinny Pop, and there's also Popcorners. Let me put y'all on to one of the best things ever created at Walmart. Fat-free mozzarella. 45 calories per 28 grams with 9 grams of protein. 9 grams of protein for 28 grams of cheese. Very low cal. Now, is it the best protein in the world? No. Should you get the bulk of your protein from there? Absolutely not. But is it okay to just go ahead and pick that up and throw that into whatever you're making as a little add-in, as a little mix-in? Of course, use that. Use everything that you can find fat-free, 0 sugar to your advantage. Raw honey, really good for you. Nothing wrong with adding a little bit of honey. You don't want to overdo it with this stuff because it can be pretty high in calories the more that you eat. But tapping in a little bit of honey into some Greek yogurt with some fruit, or throwing it in with a little bit of a dish, nothing wrong with that at all. This is one of those things you should not eat, even though it is 0 sugar or whatever. Double stuffed Oreo 0 sugar. I've never had these before. I've seen things about them. I want to try them. I can fit this into my diet. I'm responsible and know how to fit this into my diet. But if you're someone starting out, I'm going to tell you right now, the best thing you can do, stay away from cheat meals. I can't tell you, when I first started dieting, I did not touch a cheat meal. It took me 6 months before I had my first cheat meal. The minute you have a cheat meal, the minute you're more likely to fall off. Every single time. I cannot stress how much you shouldn't do that. Now, once you've been dieting for a while and you know how to manage cheat meals, that's when you can start incorporating those. But otherwise, hell no. Another thing, whole grain Ritz. Don't overdo it with them. It's a nice little alternative to eating a bunch of chips and Doritos and Lay's or whatever you like to eat. Now, there is one thing I will not eat. I hate, can't stand, think it is disgusting, keto bread. I will bite the bullet on the calories for bread when it comes to this type of stuff. I can't eat it. I've tried it, and this is one of those things where, you know, you don't eat for taste and you eat for numbers, but when it comes to keto bread, disgusting. If you want to know how I got so big, look no further than this aisle. Cosmic brownies, horrible. Swiss rolls, horrible. All of this stuff right here, this is what did it for me. But the number one thing, the thing that got me the most, fudge rounds. These motherfuckers right here. Them little rounds of fudge, man. Yeah, now they put on a cool little 100 pounds for me. Easy. easy, cool little 100 pounds. Stay away from the snacks. Stay away from the Little Debbie's. Stay away from the snack cakes. Stay away from all that. It's not gonna do you any favors. It's just gonna set you back. You're gonna want one, and then you're gonna want two, and then you're gonna want three, and then the next thing you know, you had five, and now your complete week is ruined. Also, when it comes to peanut butter, I know a lot of people think peanut butter is healthy for you. It's very high in calorie, very high. So I would go ahead and pick this up instead. That's just me though. We're currently in the cereal aisle, and I'm about to put y'all on game right here. There's a couple of things from this aisle I actually grab. Now, I'm someone that struggles with getting my fiber into my diet. So how do I compensate? Fiber One products. They taste good. They're usually not that bad on calories. Don't eat a lot of them. Oatmeal. Every bodybuilder eats oatmeal. Every single one. What do? You take your oats, you put whatever you like in them, you add your protein powder, you add your cinnamon, your honey, your syrup, whatever you like, you put in there. Your Greek yogurt, you send it off overnight, or you can eat it warm, and yeah, you have yourself a good little meal right there. I'm about to put y'all on game. What you want to do, instead of buying protein cereal, because protein cereal is expensive and it doesn't taste good at all. What instead you want to do, grab you these little cups, right? Cinnamon Toast Crunch, $1. Now, I personally have cinnamon protein powder at the house right now. So what can I do? I take a little bit of almond milk, I put it in with my my cinnamon protein powder, and I mix it up in my shaker bottle, right? And then you make a little mocktail. Now put your cereal into a bowl, pour your little mocktail in there, and you just made yourself horchata with Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And it's actually pretty low cal and very heavy protein. It's cheaper than buying protein cereal. It tastes better than protein cereal, and it's also better macros than protein cereal. So that's just a little cheat that I use. Grab you some zero sugar Jello, add it into smoothies, add it into your yogurt, add it into whatever you want. This stuff right here, very low calorie. You can add a little sweet to whatever you're eating, make it a lot better. This is the cheesecake flavor. I'll throw it in, you know, smoothies, my yogurt with fruit, anything you want really. You can put it in there as long as you think that it might taste good. It'll give you a little added extra flavor, throw in a little something extra for you. Let me teach y'all something real quick, all right? So, we all know we love to use seasonings. They're practically 0 calories for the most of them, and they make everything taste better. But a lot of y'all are gonna go to the baking aisle for seasonings. Don't do that. I mean, you can, and there are good seasonings over there. But to get the real good ones, the Garden Center, everything you need right here. All types of better seasonings, different flavors, pick from, choose from. For instance, what about honey garlic? One of my favorites, okay? They have these over here in the grill section over in the Garden Center. So make sure you check that area out. Seasonings, can never go wrong. Seasonings, for the most part, pretty much always gonna be low cal. There are a couple exceptions, but typically not many. Another thing, very, very clutch. You can throw this pretty much into anything. Sugar-free maple syrup. 15 calories for 2 tablespoons, okay? Keep in mind, 2 tablespoons of Chick-fil-A sauce is like 135. Since these are things that made me lose 135 pounds, and if it made me lose 135 pounds, well, we both have the same flesh and blood, and it's gonna make you lose 135 pounds. Again, it's all about margins, okay? The way you wanna think about it is, you got a bank, and in your bank, you have a certain amount of money you can spend every day. And whatever that deficit is for you, so for instance, for me, I eat 2350, all right, 2,350 calories a day. How does that come out? I try my best to buy what I can eat a lot of, because I like to eat. I really like to eat. Buy what you can eat a lot of and doesn't break your bank. That's the best way I can put it. Now, when you're walking by the meat aisle, always keep a lookout for what's on sale. Whatever you can find that's on sale, typically try to get that. Because like I said, broke college kid, man. I don't really got much I can do. when it comes to steak, top sirloin. Anything, you don't want to get New York strips, you don't want to get T-bones, you don't want to get all these big slabs of meat that are filled with fat. Another thing I can touch on real quick, frozen veggies. They're very simple, same thing with frozen fruit. Throw them in smoothies, throw them in whatever you're cooking for the night. It's always better to buy fresh produce, but at the same time, if you can't store it, if you just need something that you can have around the house, nothing wrong with just buying a little bit of fresh produce or a little bit of frozen produce, nothing wrong with that. I used to eat this back when I was a lad, just starting my fitness journey, okay? If you're a big person, you can probably fit this in your diet, all right? If you're 300 plus pounds, you probably can fit a cauliflower pizza into your diet. Problem is, 700 calories for a pizza is actually kind of nuts. So for me, I don't find that worth it. Also, the macros are not the best. That is something that you just get to get you through the day or get you through the night. I'm about to put y'all on the biggest secret right now. This is one of them ones. Simply Healthy Choice. Specifically, the broccoli Alfredo chicken. 28 grams of protein, 190 calories. They're $3 a piece. I will take these with me to work. I will take them with me to school. I will take them with me wherever I go if I cannot meal prep or I just feel like bringing something quick and easy with me. Sometimes I buy them, and if I just have a bad day or I don't have time to cook when I get home, throw that in the oven or throw that in the microwave for 4 minutes, and then there's my meal right there. Pop 2 of them in there. 28 grams of protein, times that by 2, not bad, not bad. Getting over 50 grams of protein right there. Another thing, Outshine bars. If you're someone that likes sweets, I'll go ahead and tell you. Zero sugar Outshine bars. You can eat a couple of these, you probably eat 3 or 4 of these and still not break 100 calories. All it is zero sugar juice frozen. If you want to, you can honestly make it. If you have juice at home that's zero sugar or low calorie juice, go ahead and pop that in there. You can go ahead and make that. This is for the rich folk, okay? These are really, really good. However, they're really, really expensive. Halo Top ice cream. They have all different types, okay? It's a pint, 490 calories for this one. Some of them are down to like 290 calories, some are like 350, some are 400. You know, they range depending on what flavor you get and what's all in them, but they're pretty much like $5 to $7 a piece. Fruit, pretty self-explanatory. Try to stick to berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, really good for you. I've been eating a lot of kiwi lately. Why? Because like I said, I have fiber issues, hence the Fiber One bars. So I'm eating kiwi a lot. If you eat the skin along with it, you actually get the full amount of nutrients. Pre-sliced rotisserie chicken breast. Very low cal, straight lean, easy to eat protein. I'm a dog, I'm an animal, so I'll just roll it up and right there, and that might be my snack. Very, very, very protein heavy. Not really any other macros though, for the most part, nutrients, because chicken and turkey pretty much aren't. Chicken and turkey are gonna be your most lean food though. So if you could stick to chicken and turkey, you're gonna be looking good. Nothing wrong with red meat for the most part, like beef. Just make sure that it's not really the fatty type. The more fatty, the more calories, and the more fat intake it's gonna have. Another thing I wanna talk about, they make these packaged for you. So I don't wanna hear that, I don't know how to cook, I don't know this, then the third, I don't really cook. You buy these, and then you go and you grab you some lettuce and the sauce that you're choosing, and then cut up some tomatoes or cut up, you know, whatever vegetables you like, and throw them in a carb-friendly or keto-friendly tortilla, and ta-da, there you have a burrito, you have a wrap, you have whatever you want. Now I want you to understand, if you're having to lose 100 pounds, You make bad decisions. And there's nothing wrong with that because we all do. And we all slip up and we all lose track of things. But the thing is, you're trying to get better, and that's what matters. So I know it's probably embarrassing. I know you probably don't know what you're doing because nobody really does. And you watch videos like this. The takeaway I want you to think is, how do I make better choices? Because it's very, very easy for me to go and show you all these things, and then you just take it and not really think about it and, you know, go on with your life. Or you think it's too hard, and it's really hard going from someone who eats a lot of fast food and who eats a lot of sweets and puts a lot of things in their body they shouldn't. It's very hard to make that change to start eating completely healthy and do a 180. But if you're someone that struggles with that, you don't have to do it all at once. I also want to make that clear. I personally did, but I was at a point in my life where all I wanted to do was lose weight, and all I wanted to do was better myself, and I didn't care about anything else but that. And it reflected in the way my lifestyle changed, and I completely 180'd and ate cleaner. You, on the other hand, this may be something you just want to start doing, or maybe you're not taking it as, you know, serious, or maybe, you know, you're just trying to lose a couple pounds for the summer, and it's something like 5 to 10 pounds or 20 pounds. It doesn't have to be 100 pounds. And if that's something that you're doing and that's what you're into, there's nothing wrong with that. And you can just take, you know, better choices. Honestly, soda and sauces are a big thing that causes people to get fat. If you eliminate a lot of those bad sodas and sauces, you're already going to be cutting a lot of calories and making yourself lose a lot more weight than you usually would. So it's all about a balance, whatever you want to do. If you're trying to be a bodybuilder, if you're trying to be a fitness, you know, whatever, if you want to look crazy, you're going to have to eat these things. If you're just someone that's trying to lose a couple pounds for the summer, or just lose a couple pounds in general, you know, you can go lighter on this stuff. Or if you're someone that's just interested and don't really know what you want to do, that's fine too. And you learned something here, hopefully today. Last thing I want to show y'all. Carb-friendly tortillas. These you can pretty much use for anything. Burritos, you can cut them up and put them in an air fryer, and I've seen people make chips out of them. You can make them for burritos, you can make them for wraps, you can make them for pretty much anything that you want. Nothing wrong with them at all. Very, very low cal, and that's the thing. When you're using your bank, you want to try to save as much as possible when it comes to calories, because calories are king. I don't want to hear about carbs. I don't want to hear about sugars. I don't want to hear about all these other things, because while yes, they are important, calories are what is going to make you lose weight. The less calories you eat, the more you're going to lose, or the less you're going to gain. It really is a calorie game. And once you master that, you pretty much got it in life. The hard part is just being able to eat that number consistently and stay under your deficit consistently. And I want something else to be said, all right? I am sick and tired of where the fitness industry is now, where everyone knows everything. Everybody, you know, eats completely clean, doesn't mess up on their diet, doesn't go and grab, you know, fast food one day out of the week, doesn't eat, you know, a little cheat meal, or even doesn't go and get like healthier alternatives at fast food places like the Blackened Tenders that we just talked about. I want to tell you, I'm sick of it, okay? You're not better than everybody else. You're not, you know, cooler. It's not edgier. You're not Goku. You're not Vegeta. You're not none of these people. You're not Superman. It's really just, you do the best you can with what you got. And a lot of people, they can't, you know, they have to pay for more than just themselves, and it's hard. So, for example, if you're somebody that has a family at home, or if you're somebody that, you know, takes care of other people or just doesn't buy for themselves, it's a lot harder to do these things. Also, depending on like your situation, if you're somebody that like works full time on top of being in school, on top of having kids, on top of, you know, all these things, it's gonna be a lot harder for you to be able to diet and manage all these calories and macros and whatever. And it's ultimately just pretty much unfair and at your disadvantage. And the last thing you need is for some person to come on a YouTube channel or a TikTok or a reel and tell you that you're not doing enough and you're not doing this right and this diet is wrong and blah, 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 blah. And the reality is you do what you can and you make the best of it, because that's where we're at in life, okay? Not everybody's gonna be able to afford the best, food in the world. Not everybody's gonna be able to take the time out of their life to cook every night. Not everybody's gonna be able to, make the smart choice. Not everybody's gonna be a complete food savant and know what is good and bad to put in your body. But at the end of the day, you just try to do the best you can. And that's the main thing, and that's the main takeaway here. We all want to look cool. We all want to look jacked. We all want to look skinny. We all want to look sexy. And that's the point of all this. And I think something that gets lost in all this is that it's supposed to be fun. Obviously, dieting, it's annoying. Obviously, going to the gym, annoying. Obviously, all these things, annoying. But at the end of the day, you're supposed to have fun with it. If you're not having fun, you're in this for the wrong reasons, okay? And the truth is, all these people that are getting into fitness and getting into the gym and getting into all this different lifestyle shit, the reality of the situation is less than 1% of y'all will ever compete in actual competitive sports. Less than 1% of y'all will ever actually compete in a bodybuilding show or in a fitness show or whatever you got going on. And it's okay to just be an everyday person and just want to live a healthier lifestyle. That's not me. But I hope you take that away and learn something from it, because it really is ridiculous the way that people act holier than thou and expect everyone to be on the same level as them and expect you to completely rechange everything that you eat and the way that you live your life and the habits you built for years all of a sudden overnight, because that's not how that works, okay? If you're somebody that eats dessert every night, eat dessert 4 times this week instead of 7, or eat dessert 5 times this week, or just switch up your soda. Like if you keep everything in your diet the same, but then you go to 0 sugar soda, do that. Whatever you gotta do that works for you, you do that and you keep it pushing. Anyways, all right, let's get out of here.